Rebecca. No. Rebecca. Run. No. Rebecca. Run. No. Rebecca. Run.
John?
I'm here.
I've been trying to contact you. I couldn't hear anything. I thought the worst.
How long was I out?
2 hours.
Okay. Alive. Mostly. But fuck, my back is sore.
3 decks and you'll see your daughter. Focus on that. You should have enough drugs running through you to keep going for a few more hours.
Drugs. I've never been a fan. But these are definitely the good ones.
Hi and welcome back to Stasis. I think we are coming near to the end. It seems so. I have no idea. Maybe we can grab this store. Oh man, are we running slow again? But yes. Sorry I didn't give you an outro on the last one. It just kind of gave you a nice little bookend, and that's where we left off. I guess we're having some issues falling down again. I'm sure this won't be a slog. I guess the elevator is suddenly repaired or whatever, but we'll see what we need to do. I am going to make a trek here because it's the only thing that gives me a hand. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright, let's get out of here. And we will see what happens. We just removed our piece of equipment here, my personal data tag. So, I don't know if you're still carrying it. Stuff. I had no idea where I was going with that. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you're still carrying it, won't everything still think? There's got to be some way to dispose of it, but we'll see. Go through. And look, the elevator's working. So let's go on in. Oh. Oh, that was an interesting elevator sound. Oh, look. That looks pretty cool. Uh-oh.
A biological quarantine has been initiated.
How dare you? Even though I'm...
Level 2. Kitchen knife and snowflake are off limits. Level 3. Hydroponics is off limits.
Oh, looks like we got some cloggage.
Perfect.
Where are you, John? Without the PDT, I can't track shit.
Hydroponics. Or what's left of hydroponics. The shaft's covered in growth. I'm not going anywhere.
Listen, wait. Let me check the blueprints. Yes, hydroponics has a service elevator.
Affirmative.
Keep me in the loop.
Okay, that's a door. And that's another door. We have a corpse. Oh, I didn't even notice. Edwin Tiong. I guess you have to pledge at a high tier to get your name as a death person, because I pledged and I haven't seen my name. I hope I'm in the credits. Entrance to another laboratory, an entrance to another laboratory, and an entrance to another laboratory. Well, which one should we go? I guess we'll go to this one first. Or we could walk in place. Oh. Wait. Is this supposed to happen? Stop walking. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay. That was weird. Okay, at least I can run again. Alright, so we've got,
This is ridiculous. How did it grow this world in a few months?
vaporizers. wrestled from their upright position.
These plants can naturally develop this fast.
I was trying to read.
Kane developed the technology to accelerate plant growth. Oxygen is big business.
Okay. Well, there's some orgy thing going on over here. We got James Herbert and Kita Yamada. Alright, so this thing is a evaluation platform for specimens and samples to be inserted into the glass chambers. I don't know why it's called a vaporizer. Oh, we got a computer terminal that we can use and a static field monitor. So I'm guessing... Oh, metal plaque. A polished metal plaque is engraved with the slogan gardening. Just another day at the plant. Well, let's go and grab that thing. Because again, adventure game logic is you grab whatever isn't nailed down. So I'm hoping there's not friggin' logs here. Ah, it's logs! Dr. Sebastian Gray. Alright. Finally, we have more room for the Lindsay Harvey strain, which I've been working on so hard. It's days like this that humanity truly proves why it crawled out of the ocean before any other. My section has been expanded. I have more staff, true, but they are drones and have little other function. Now we can expand the research potential of Project Kitchen Knife and see what else the plants can yield. The oxygen production rate is quite unlike anything my initial projections could have predicted. Last year, it became the worst kept secret on the Groom Lake, and all of a sudden I had more interns than I could comfortably employ. Their only function is to stumble about the place and ask troublesome questions that I have little time to answer. If only our world was more like that of insects. I have plenty of workers and drones, but none of the unwavering loyalty. Bees work and work, the faith in their queen unquestioning and constant. That kind of loyalty is beyond price. These interns of mine will have their uses, I suppose. We always need volunteers willing to get close to their queen. Now, if he's saying he doesn't have time to answer questions, why does he have time to write so many frickin' log entries? Oh my goodness, a novelist. Am I surrounded by incompetence? One of those imbecilic interns got too close to the queen and she showed him her affection. Quite amusing, though not to him. This means I must attend another accident debriefing with the board, though. Dr. Milan does love to test me. I see him up on the hearing bench and he grins at me in that supercilious look that he has perfected over the years. I suppose that I have him to thank for my current position. It was his recommendation to the board that made him hire me in the first place. Still, I believe he has come to enjoy the little power plays. He does so like to keep me under his heel. That, my dear doctor, is only a temporary situation. Once this project is complete, the chess games that we play so often will no longer be our only battleground. Regarding the project, some of the bug eggs have failed to hatch properly. I suspect this is why the queen was more aggressive than usual. There are more than enough drones to continue the collection work. Their unique chemical properties are doing wonders for the plants, although I'm running short of interns prepared to work in close proximity to them since the last incident. The worker I appreciate most is Akiza. I was astonished to discover that she is related to legendary Dr. Tenshu of the Eugenic Wars. I did consider mentioning it to her, but I sense she is oddly ashamed to have him as her ancestor. If it wasn't for men like him, our profession would be a hollow shell of what it is now. Then again, if it wasn't for him, genetic research wouldn't have been put back by several generations, now would it? The ethical quandaries we face as men of science. The insects are restless. They rumble in their apiaries and are more aggressive than usual. My personal deduction is that the presence of the marine thugs aboard the ship are the cause. Armed guards all over the place. I was stopped by one the other day and asked my reasons for going into hydroponics. Well, after explaining I was head of the damn project, I had the guard removed from his post and then the ship. This is insanity. How am I supposed to progress with these thugs around? Things are getting a little bit testy here. September. I recall complaining about the inundation of interns. If only they were still here now. Both Ivan and Theodore disappeared from their rooms last night, and I've had to speak to security about their whereabouts. They were Akiza's assistants, and now the production of the Queen's royal jelly has slowed exponentially. That's been a huge blow, but a rather extraordinary anomaly has appeared in our growth pods, a hitherto undiscovered strain of fungus. Its origin is something of a mystery to me. These fungal growths fascinate. At first, I thought it was a common garden variety mold, but after substantial analysis performed by Akiza, it seems to harbor neuron activity. That is to say, it seems to exhibit rudimentary signs of intelligence. We've certainly created some unusual species on this deck, but the idea of a quasi-intelligent fungus growing and evolving of its own volition is exciting and frankly frightening. I've asked Akiza and the remnants of her team to cultivate it, but exhibit caution where it is spread, as my reading comprehension also fails. We are in October now. I was asked by one of Dr. Milan's assistants if the fungal substance discovered growing in the bowels of the ship had anything to do with us. I lied, of course, but this is becoming alarming. Our experiments flourished at first. We may have lost more staff recently, but our experiments have been very fruitful indeed. Confidentially, the properties of the fungus is both extraordinary and terrifying. It has remarkable ability to take control of a living subject's central nervous system and hypothalamus, as observed in the monkey we used for testing. The monkey shrieked and thrashed in rage for the first few days after it was exposed, and then it became quiet, observant, and uncannily intelligent. It's certainly aggressive, but then again, which viruses aren't? So maybe that's the thing that was coming and eating that body of that we threw off the surgery table. My guess. Into December. Oh, he didn't even make it to Christmas. No, no, no. We've officially lost control of the deck. Eden now truly belongs to the beasts. We've seen strange things. I watched as the fungus took control of the deck as it spread through the staff, and much to my shame, I watched their deaths and examined their bodies. Nobody can cross the pods because the bugs are so aggressive that when Solomon went through in a rad suit, they ripped it from his body and stung him to death. It took mere moments. Still, I live in the hope that the insects will remember me, their creator, and perhaps see me as one of their own. Alright, what have you been up to, Sebastian? Alright, this is from Dr. Tenshu, from the Eugenics Wars, if you do not remember what I just read. Dr. Gray, I do not wish to seem unprofessional or impolite, but I would ask that you not press me on the subject of my ancestry any further. I was nearly refused entry to medical school on the basis of my family's background. Oh, this is Akiza, sorry. And the torment I suffered at the hands of my school peers regarding my great-great-uncle was unbearable. I am fully aware of his actions, and I've seen countless photographs and documents of the consequences of his work. I took this position to change our world for the better, not to be reminded of the skeletons in my family's closet. I've enjoyed our working relationship thus far, Dr. Gray, but I prefer my family history no longer be a topic of our conversations. Thank you for understanding. Who's Dr. E.F. Way? Dr. Gray. I enjoyed our meal yesterday. It was refreshing to hear a man so outspoken on this ship. I appreciate your candor, and I do agree that perhaps it is time the board was shaken up a little. Although this is merely an observation rather than an action plan, I think the top leadership needs some new blood. I'd second you if you decided to take on the challenge yourself. Your impeccable scientific pedigree more than qualifies you. By the way, did you know where they were keeping that new cargo? It seems rather like a waste of resources if they won't even tell us where it is. Oh, is Elizabeth maybe? I have no idea. Anyways, so that's everything on the computer terminal that we've learned. We have a locked door. We got nothing else going on in this room, I do not believe. But we'll remember that the vaporizer is here, or not, because I'm just like that. But we'll go investigate the other rooms. Let's see. I'm sure there's going to be more logs to read. Oh my goodness.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
It's some sort of insect.
Keep your distance.
It's tied up. Doesn't look like it can get loose.
Tied up? How big is it?
Oh, it's big, buddy. It's big. We got another computer terminal. Shit. Hardened ember. Ember trickles from the tree, but most of it has hardened into an incredibly tough compound. What? That thing just smiley faced me. Did it just be like, I'm gonna give John Marechek a smiley face? Milk collection. Okay. Queen. Oh, this is the queen. Okay. Milk sack. That's pretty gross. This is like a giant breast. It's difficult to grasp the size and form of this insect creature. Udder-like protuberances. Okay. Sprout from its bulbous abdomen while the pincers stab the air. Well, let's go pet it. Because... well, who didn't expect that to happen? Oh well. Oddly enough, there is no achievement for that death. Even though the game has been rewarding me quite often. Oh, we gotta listen to the dialogue again.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't care. I don't care.
It's some sort of insect.
Keep your distance.
It's tied up. Doesn't look like it can get loose.
Tied up. How big is it?
I don't think they're talking about the bug anymore. Alright. Okay, that thing is way too happy to be eating me. Alright, hydroponics queen chamber. Activate suction pumps. Reports the queen's life cycle week 93. Monday healthy, Tuesday no activity, Wednesday healthy. Heightened aggression. Okay, if we milk that thing. Oh, with only experienced staff. 3 personnel wounded in milking. Healthy quiet, unusual brooding behavior. Alright. That's cool enough. What else we have? A key. Oh, more personal log. God damn it. Okay, so, okay. Anyways, we'll read those afterwards because I like to go through the logs first. Ever praise Gozo Nagi. I couldn't be happier. Dr. Gray took me to one side and told me that I was the only person who had the skill and ability to take control of the nursery. He promoted me on the spot and said that I was now personally responsible for the queen. The royal jelly that she produces has proved to be incredibly useful. I discovered through my own analysis that not only is the jelly an essential nutrient for the insect population, but that it has other amazing physical properties too. It accelerates molecular bonding in certain substances, acting as a thickener for many natural substances while also regenerating their natural properties. With some engineering, I imagine we could turn this into a true medical breakthrough. I imagine doctors in hospital wards on Earth using our bonding agent to heal wounds instantly. Perhaps finally the Tenchu name will be revered in medical history instead of reviled. I, for one, enjoy the Tenchu games. The queen is a temperamental little thing, a fiery lady to be sure. Ah, but Queenie, you forget. I grew up in a family with more than one fire-breathing dragon. If I can handle my mother, I can certainly handle you. Ha! Ha! Although when she is milked, she's rather docile. I dare say she's rather attached to me. I'm sure I heard her purring at me. That's the only way I can describe it. I'm aware that she's a bug and all, but it sounded rather like approval. My parents kept hives of bees, so I've never been squeamish over insects, and I can tell the difference between aggression and favor. I'm still the only person who can get close without being bitten, and her bite can leave one hell of a mark, let me tell you. You don't gotta tell us. Hodgkins said he'll report his side effects upon return from sick leave. In other news, Dr. Myrick, one of Dr. Gray's subordinates, has requested samples of the jelly for experiments with his tree resins. He thinks it might have a use as an industrial adhesive. This is a little way from my original intention, but I do suppose it's a start. August 12th. I try so hard to be positive, to be the person whose enthusiasm never once flags nor fails. But when you start hearing rumors that appall you to your very core, I tried to shrug it off, but recently it's become harder to deny it. I've been hearing sounds from the elevator shafts. The sound of a wailing infant crying out in pain before suddenly being silenced. Like Alderaan. There is no rumor. That is no rumor, I should say. Sometimes I lay awake at night and I swear I can hear the crying of children. I can't be dreaming. I can't be dreaming. I saw Ingracia to confess my fears. He gave me a prescription to help me sleep, but something in his eyes said that he knew I was hearing something real. And worse, it was something he was hearing too. More rumors. Dr. Milan is using children in his research. I have to ignore it. If it were true, Kane would remove him immediately. Surely. Even Dr. Gray appears to find it an uncomfortable subject for discussion, and this is a man who slept easily when Isaac got his left cheek torn off by the Queen. September. Is Dr. Gray short of staff again? Once again I'm being forced to manage multiple projects, only this time it's an examination of an acutely destructive new spore that seems to have infected a few of the pods. First observations? It's a parasitic fungus that grows faster than a common weed, and like a common weed, I feel it should be destroyed. But I know that Dr. Gray won't do it. He, like many of the other senior doctors, see any new species as something to be exploited or weaponized. October. In the darkness, something stirs. I can't say what. I'm too afraid to find out what it is. When Ivan and Theo disappeared a month back, we assumed they'd somehow deserted. That was the official stance taken by Dr. Milan and the board anyway. Last night's events proved that there is something on board with us, though God knows where it's from. The Queen was more rambunctious than I've seen her before, and milking her was certainly more challenging than I'm used to. Edmund was assisting. We've been short on staff and some of our volunteers are simply refusing to show for work. The Queen's environment has been disturbed a great deal, and so her violent tendencies are more pronounced. Edmund was on his way out of hydroponics when it happened. Something pulled him into one of the air ducts. I didn't see much. I saw him walking towards the decontamination chamber, and the next moment his legs were kicking up in the air, as whatever it was dragged him up into the ceiling while he squealed like a pig. I'm resigning tomorrow. I did not sign up for mad science. I came to Kane to serve humanity and clear my family's name, not watch my crewmates be slaughtered by a species that Dr. Milan refuses to confirm or deny. Interesting shit. December. If only I'd resigned when I said I would. And if only they hadn't ignored my demands to have the infernal fungus destroyed. It's growing over me now, over my skin. It's burrowing into my flesh. The insects attacked again today, and it seems to only worsen. Dr. Gray was destroyed by a swarm of them, and now he is only fertilizer for that ever-ravenous mold he was so curious about. The uninfected are making an attempt to escape. This doesn't include me. The emergency flares keep the bugs away. I told them to give me the flare to hold back the bugs so they could get away. I hope they escape soon. This fungus is making my head feel funny. I'm sure I can feel it growing through my ear canal. Ew. Alright, from Mr. Gray. Sebastian. Akiza, with greatest respect, could you please stop the ridiculous pranks with your group? Insist on carrying out in the fertilization chambers. I will admit that they're hardly dangerous, but they are undignified. I certainly wouldn't like to be present when a Kane inspector stumbles upon young Theodore racing in front of the Queen, hands above his head, while shouting, "I'm covered in bees!" It is unprofessional. Please instruct them to cease their foolishness at once. Covered in bees. I believe that is Eddie Izzard reference. Anyways, so Akiza, don't worry, I don't think that you're losing your mind. Ghosts are a possibility, but I suspect that what you're hearing is perhaps the sound of devices playing in other parts of the ship. I do believe at the moment that the corporeal world and spirit world are very much divided. So try to calm yourself. If you would like, I can talk to someone in cargo storage about those sounds, but I wouldn't worry about it. This island is full of noises, but pay them no mind. For once I'm quoting Shakespeare and not the Bible. Get some sleep, and maybe do fewer night shifts. Oh, it's Eleanor. I don't even remember who that is. Anyways, let's milk this lady. Why not? We have some time. So we'll go and milk her. Milk. Well, you can't be happy now. Oh look, I got a milk collection. thing. I got some milk. Give it to me. Alright, we got Queen's milk. I don't know what it's for. Probably have to use it on that hammer, but I don't know why. Let's go check out the other room before we run out of time here. Although I believe I'm kind of over. I haven't really been keeping track of time because I've been reading a lot of logs. Oh boy. We got, oh boy. Chris Rogers, you are not looking very good. Oxygen collection, oxygen collection. What else do we have? The hanging vine stretches across the room, its tendrils hanging down like a centipede's legs. You can't tell whether it's wrapped around an existing structure or whether it traveled the distance on its own accord. Collapsed bridge. Oh, we got some corpses up here. Charles A. Young. Jim Taylor. I was gonna say something much worse than what I just said. Okay, so we got a fast fan, a slow fan. Can't talk. There's gotta be something under here. I bet this is a good way to die. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm the pain. Well, that's one way to look like you got armor on. Alright, so the game has stopped rewarding me for dying, which is fine. But I think what we will do is leave it here. Oh boy. Oh yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. We'll leave it here, we'll come back into that room and we'll see what we can figure out. In the meantime, we've got our milk and we got a metal plaque. And yeah, I really have no idea what we do next, but sooner or later, we'll figure it out and we'll see. I thought we were close to the end because I was actually doing things, but then the logs came back. Bleh. So anyways, we'll cut this one off here, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!